What's up, man?
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you. You
Yeah.
made it.
Yeah.
Made it back from the Vipassana.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Dude,
it was
how
interesting for sure.
how
Yeah.
was
It's
it?
honestly humbling at first.
Yeah, it's
Like,
hard, right?
yeah, because you're waking up at 4 a.m. and then you're doing about 10, 11 hours a day of meditation.
So intense.
Yeah. And I'd done one a couple years ago and it went really smoothly, like for the situation. Like I actually enjoyed it a lot of the time. It
Yeah.
wasn't too much of a struggle. But this one, like, I don't know, there's like, I think maybe there was some deep world resistance and something in my body was like, because kind of everything happens maybe for a reason, like
Yeah.
even though it was very casual, like it was just after New Year's, I was just chatting with my mates and we're like, oh, what do you want to do for the New Year? My mate's like, oh, I want to do another Vipassana. He's like, will you do one? And I was like, I didn't really see a reason why because a lot of seeking had died down, but I was like,
Yeah.
hey, like it's a road, it's like it's like 3.5 drive up north. It's like a nice drive. We're like, hey, why not? Like connect with my friends and yeah, end up being this full like, yeah, like so much because it was like first day was tough and I was like, it's all right, I'm just settling in, and then so much resistance and so much, um, yeah, and I think it was seeing there was so much energy around identity, around clarity, which is why I think it was
Mm.
hitting me so hard because it's like I'm meant to be clear. I'm meant to because my life is pretty resistance free. Like there's a lot of clear flow, so it was like very surprising. But it was that kind of hammered in the message. Suffering doesn't mean anything's lost. And once that was like seen clearly, it was like okay, I'm just like resisting, and then my mind's freaking out that. And then it's all the story about like, oh, I'm a fraud. How am I
Mm.
teach? Like, how am I on YouTube? Like
Yeah.
all this story. And it was just like, I think that was just kind of in the surface, like a fear, a worry, all that. So it just kind of, yeah, like I was just trying to be fully honest. All that
Yeah.
just came up and
Wow.
it was just seeing like, it was just classic. Yeah. Like, okay, nothing's lost from that. That's just, like even though it felt in those moments, nothing's lost. And then I had the opposite of that experience. I sort of experienced myself as like I had like I had my first like true mystical experience
Oh.
of like full dissolution of like the body and mind, and like experienced myself as like pure bliss or like sat like it was just like something like I was like whoa, it may like it was, yeah, and then that was really awesome. But then it was coming out of that, my mind started going, is that what awakening is? You know what I mean? Like, am I just in it? And then it was just seeing again, like, that's just the opposite of what the start of the retreat was. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like clarity was turned all the way up, but it was still a state. Like, the fact that it came and it went. And it's things I already knew and things like all this stuff that I talk about, but it was, I guess, seeing it in extremes.
Yeah.
And but yeah, the state
Yeah.
was super trippy. There was a weird part of it where I could get any information I wanted out of the world. Like I felt like I was in some super mind, like, and I was
Oh
thinking of
shit.
friends and then all this information about like it's hard. It's weird looking back at it now, but I'm just talking about the state. Like I don't know how true it was, but I was getting information of like how many past lives they had, how many past lives they
Whoa.
had left, and I was just like, because I don't really engage with the mystical side of stuff. For me, it's just
Yeah.
now I don't know if there's past lives. I don't know
Yeah.
about all of that, but for some reason in that state there was like this knowing, and when I realized all this thought was coming into me, it started freaking me out because I was just like, why do I like what's going on? But yeah, and then it obviously it kind of like the sense of stuff sort of to come back in and the sense of my body and yeah, and then I was just like, what was all that about? And yeah, but
That's wild.
just another it's just another form of this. It was like I had to, and it's good, the talks and the stuff is all about equanimity. I don't know if you've done one before, but the main point is equanimity. Because the next day he gives a talk and he's like, if you enter into like a blissful state, like just try not to get attached to it, remain equanimous. And I was like, oh, that's exactly. Honestly, it was like the best thing ever. Like there was no way I wasn't going to get attached. Like I'd never experienced peace like that. Like, because it wasn't just like I'm here experiencing peace. It's like I became the essence of peace itself. Like it's the only, like it's, so that was, it was a trip, man. And then,
holy shit.
And then everything it was like big low, big high, and then everything just kind of flattened out since.
Wow.
As I've just kind of slowly started to come to, just the natural kind of state of just seeing this is it. But yeah, I got lost there, and I think that stuff is it kind of showed me that there's always more refinement. Like I think, I was in a way maybe planting is, I don't know, just not, there's just the fine tune between not seeking but also not thinking a process is completely finished. I don't know, that's where I'm at with it now. So I don't know how that resonates for you, but yeah.
Super interesting. I mean, I feel like what you described is just a version. It's just an extreme version of what continues to be happening for me, I think.
Yeah.
And you kind of mentioned it of like, like anytime suffering comes up, it's actually it can, it's just a story, but it can be like another layer popping, of identity or these pockets, these blind spots, where you're still buying into story, I guess.
It's almost like the only story I would give concession to. And I've even heard Emerson say it to a couple of people, is like there seems to be a refinement process. I think it's just so sticky because once you introduce that idea to people, they're like, okay, now I need to get to the point where the refinement's over and then I can rest. And it's like, it doesn't.
I don't think it ever ends.
No, it doesn't work that way. No.
Yeah. I don't think there's ever a landing point. But yeah, that's super, super interesting. It sounded like you had a total ego death kind of experience, but then also like tapping into something mystical, cosmic,
Yeah, it was because it was a Buddhist retreat, but it felt very like more on the Hindu side of things. Like like Satchitananda, those words were like, I was like, that is the perfect description of this I guess state. But, yeah.
When you were getting those downloads, did you get anything interesting that you remember?
Not really. I just remember like I remember the weird part was the certainty I had. Like I was just like, oh, without a doubt. Like my mind was just like, this is it. Like this is reality. Whereas I don't have. Whereas I look back and I'm just like, how did you? No. But there was this weird ass. Yeah, there wasn't any like. I don't know. I just look. It's just like it's like a dream, or like a psychedelic experience where like the further it, like right after it was quite prevalent. But there was some. It did have an effect on me. Like I felt like some big layer of me was shattered in that. Not to get too caught in the story. Like I know it's hard talking about this because it's always the not creating story and something to achieve. But there was, that was it's funny it's funny what to make of it all, But I think it's always just returning to what doesn't come and go, because those you know what I mean, like the kind of clarity that's here that is always perfectly here in a sense, and I think those experiences, like I could see if I didn't have some knowledge, man, I would just be like that's what enlightenment is, and I'm just going to keep chasing to that. And I don't think that would ever be sustainable. And
Yeah.
like, maybe there's people who are in that, but I feel like those people are like, they do like 10-year retreats in the mountains in the Himalayas, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
maybe it's not like they're in a more enlightened state. It's just their experience is more mystified due to conditions.
Intensity.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
conditions and of like living in a mountain, not engaging with anyone from the world, like, but it's
Yeah.
still conditional, right? Like,
Totally.
yeah. So it's not.
And yeah, and I bet people who are really seeking that and attain it, then there's an attachment to it as well.
For
And
sure.
then like, yeah,
Yeah, because Buddhism even
that's
talks about it getting. It's like it says you can get to some states of meditation, but you become attached to the formless realms. So it'll call
right.
it, and then like after death, you just want to merge into that, and it's not. They wouldn't count it as like a liberated experience. As you're just caught up in bliss and formlessness, which is I can see the attachment, because
See the appeal.
yeah, because I was playing, I was in mind, I was like, what would you trade this for? And I was like, one day of this, or a lifetime of, the best life ever, like the best life you could imagine. And without a doubt, my brain was just like, one day of this versus,
Wow.
like, I wouldn't choose it over my own life now because of family and like I wouldn't, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But if it was like I died and then, the universe or whatever was like, would you like one day of this or like 80 years of a perfect life with all the things? It was like, without a doubt, like that's how good it felt. But
Holy shit.
yeah, like it was radical, but yeah, I could see
like Molly times 10 or 100 or
yeah,
something.
yeah, it was like, because Molly is like, you're experiencing the good feeling. It's like becoming that good feeling itself is the only way. Like, if that was your essence of who you are, like that was
Wow.
the intensity of it. But yeah, but now it's just I've like was listening to some videos and stuff afterwards, and it kind of life just kind of put the right videos in front of me. And I think Zen has a term for it called like Mieko or something, which means it's just an experience. Like it's a trap if you don't have it pointed out to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's absolutely true.
And just a return to sobriety. But yeah, I guess I was caught in it, but I think there was I had a lot of tension in my neck and my back, and I thought that was just from my laborious work. But that all kind of released through the retreat, which is interesting.
Huh.
So I think there's all this kind of stress like, I don't know. I think there's a lot connected with, it was just meant to be, life just sometimes works like that. And it was interesting energy to be in, like, because I hadn't been in like super seeker energy for a long time as well. Because it's like 4 a.m. starts, 10 hour day of meditation. Like I've just been I meditate when I feel like it, you know what I mean? I don't, because it's like meditation's always happening kind of, but I don't know. So sometimes there's value to going deep, but I wouldn't like tell anyone like, okay, now you guys got to go to a retreat. Sometimes it's not necessary, or I don't know.
Yeah. But if you want to, like, what's the difference between doing that or doing anything else,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's more just following a natural guidance. You know what I mean? Like, yes, someone may be in like a radical non-dual field, but if something like that pops up and then your kind of intuition goes, I don't know why I feel called to do this, but yeah. And I think I remember Adyashanti saying his teacher, like while she'd been established and teaching, she just felt the intuition to go to a retreat, and she just cried for like 7 days straight or something. It's just like, I don't know, that was why I had to go, you know what I mean? Like yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah,
Some
that's
wild stuff.
yeah. Yeah, it was humbling. It was humbling. It was interesting. Yeah, to have that such a polarized experience.
Right.
Because my experience has been so neutral for a while now.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, but yeah.
And I suspect that from most people who end their seeking or whatever you want to call it, I feel like most of them just stay in that, a lot of them stay in that kind of neutral place.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, it'd be interesting what would happen if they were called to something like that and had
yeah,
more extreme experiences, you know.
yeah,
I think it'd be similar. I feel like in your normal day-to-day experience, you might not have things that trigger that anymore, or those things got refined out, you know.
mm,
But then I'm sure any extreme experience could probably bring some of that back up,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. It's the subtle because that retreat. It's very much about dealing with the subtle because you're just sitting for so long
Hmm.
looking at yourself. It allows all these like really refined layers of identity, or they refer them as some scars, but you know, to come up. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
just there's this caution in my mind because I was like, because I was trying to figure out a way to talk about this because I don't want to, you know, there's like, from being, there's a part of me that's like, this kind of little side thing is now, it's like, I think there's so much more depth to be had
Hmm.
upon like seeing this is it, no stories. But I was like, I think there's more depth and I want to introduce that somehow, but without,
But how do you do that without getting people more hooked into seeking, you
for
know?
sure.
Like
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's like has to have a precursor of like, are you done seeking? And this is, it's, but I don't even know if that's
yeah.
even valid at the moment. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like how to,
Yeah.
like maybe just, it is just pointing to this and then just letting everyone's individual journey unfold as it unfolds. But from a
Yeah.
place of not seeking, it's, anyway, I hope I
Yeah.
haven't added more confusion and mud to, I just want to be as transparent as possible, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean that's how I feel about all this too. I feel like I keep feeling like, oh, I think there's more depth. Well, I don't know how do you explain it. I think I just feel like the end of seeking can actually look can be more rich and expansive than just and like doing nothing or whatever or just
Mm,
like whatever the traditional thing of no seeking is. I i have a hunch that one can be done with seeking and then explore a lot of these things from a different place,
yeah,
and that there is actually can be a lot of richness there, and not that that's any better or worse or whatever or will get you anywhere than sitting all day and living a normal boring life. Like, I don't think either of those leads you to anything more or less.
yeah.
But I think when you see through stories, um, that stuff can be explored in a completely different way.
Mm,
And I have a hunch that my path will probably, I just have a very hard time believing that I'm just gonna like, I think I'm just an explorer at heart.
mm,
And I mean, if the last few months have shown me anything, it's like the more I see through stories, I feel and seeking, I feel like I'm watching as like more things that look like seeking are bubbling up naturally, but they're being explored from a different place,
yeah,
and almost just like for the enjoyment of it, or just because that's where I'm being pulled towards versus like thinking it's going to get me anywhere or
yeah.
get me any, you know.
Yeah, and I
Um,
think that's the key distinction because it's like from that place, it's like the world's your oyster, right? Like you can just
yeah,
revert to normal, or as you can notice in patterns, and as I noticed in sitting for just long periods of time, there's still subtlety, there's still refinement, and I'm sure that stuff would have slowly come up over time, but kind of
yeah,
doing practice can probably speed up the I don't know this the process or whatever. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I don't know. I have no idea what the future holds for me, but when I've thought about like what with non-duality do I want to be doing? And for me, I don't know. I've just had a hunch that like I would want to be able to like talk about stuff like this and like things you're exploring, but like from the non-seeking perspective
Yeah.
and like but again, but I was like, what does that look like? Like is that like a group just for people who have like made it over the first hump, you know?
Yeah.
Because I can't see that kind of stuff being helpful at all for someone who's like
Yeah.
deeply caught up in the stories, you know?
Yeah. You'd have to
Um,
probably do like a channel membership sort of setup. You know,
yeah, maybe,
like a low tier, like maybe it's only a few dollars a month, but um,
yeah,
it's like this is for this is for if your seeking is ended. Otherwise, you were gonna pull your hair out.
yeah,
But I know if I was seeking, I'd do it.
yeah.
I'd get the subscription without the warnings, but you know,
Yeah, or you know, like I was saying, like my idea of like just having recorded calls, conversations with like
yeah,
people like us, and just like really like raw, like unfiltered, like just like
yeah,
real conversation.
mm,
It's like if this would come up in a natural conversation between us and someone else heard it, but we knew it was being recorded and other
yeah,
people would listen to it. It's like, I wonder if there's a way you could talk about it while still like making it very clear. Like, and yeah, I mean, literally, if I recorded what you said, you did multiple times. You were like, this happened, and also it
yeah,
doesn't mean anything, right? Like, I don't
mm,
know, maybe it could be helpful for people to hear people talking about this stuff, but from this non-seeking perspective where you see someone talk about it so
yeah,
lightly and also just like, oh, I had this crazy experience and
yeah.
like
Well,
that didn't
I've got
mean
it.
anything.
I've got it recorded actually, because
We can
it's
always
just
just,
habit. I always record every call just
yeah,
for it's just become a habit now. But I like to watch through the calls and stuff, and
yeah,
not that I'll use it, but I was just like, as you're saying that, I
yeah,
was like, I've actually, because it's I think it was authentic at the start, like because
yeah,
I've been wanting to share my experience. I just didn't know how to. I don't know.
yeah.
We'll talk. We'll just see.
Hey,
We'll see. Yeah,
if you listen to it and it seems like something you want to share, I mean, you could
yeah,
put that out there, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, yeah. I think I'll listen. Yeah, it might just be like a quick, like 5-10 minute video, just like
Yeah.
getting humbled by the Vipassana retreat, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah. At a certain point though, it's almost like like we were saying, you were saying, what is it? You were saying, I call it following your resonance. You were saying like just being following what feels natural to you
yeah. I
or
think
something like
following the
that.
resonance. Yeah, like
Yeah.
well, it's just like you just like that sprung up, and then I was just like, yeah, why not? You know what I mean? And there was
Yeah.
curiosity. It's more curiosity, following your
Yeah.
curiosity.